Check this out. If you were interviewing Hayes Wilson in the style of Chris Williamson from Modern Wisdom, your questions would be designed to make Hayes pause, reflect, and reveal. Do you still feel like you're proving something to the man you used to be? I could picture him saying lots of really good stuff that he's mentioned in this podcast, and I was able to have chat do all of the work so I don't have to sit through an hour podcast that I've already filmed and dig all this stuff out. I wanted to give chat a hug, so I told it. I had this weekend planned out and I was actually supposed to go on some shoots, but those unfortunately got canceled. And so I decided to reach out to a friend of mine, Hayes. He is the first bare knuckle boxer in Tulsa. He's about to have a fight in Texas. So I was like, you know what? Your fight is coming up pretty soon. I believe it's the 21st. I thought, why don't we get some content ideas planned first? Get some stuff planned on Instagram, some reels. I'm not the best at putting all of my thoughts on paper and making it look good, I guess you could. Those of you that use ChatGPT know it's very, very good at planning content. There's some gurus out there who do it very well and actually sell ways on how to do it. The reason I wanted to use it about 8 months ago was to really dial in my nutrition, and it was helping me figure out what macros are in what meals that I was eating. So I would, paste and copy all of the different stuff that I put in the meal that I was cooking, and then it would come back at me like, hey, you had 2 ounces of this on your dish. This is how much fat you have. This is how much calories is in that meal and how much protein is in that meal. Ever since then, I feel like I've just figured out new ways to use AI. So I decided to use ChatGPT to help me create a content plan for Hayes because we don't have much time. And if he does decide to let me do it for him, we won't have more than a couple days to make it happen. So when I create content for Chris, I batch edit, and I'm filming for like an hour and I have like 2 months worth of content. I just now started actually scripting and, making ideas based off of podcasts that he's done, past reels, really getting his voice, his brand in ChatGPT. So I have an actual folder and it's pulling from everything that he's ever said, or to its knowledge that I've given it, everything that he's ever said, and even coming up with better, slightly different quotes based off of everything he said. And that is really how I think ChatGPT shines. Just go through really quick what my first prompt was. That way it can give you an idea of how I've been using it. Maybe it'll help you. Maybe you're a god at ChatGPT. You don't need my help, okay? So I said, I have a friend that is a bare knuckle boxer and gym owner. This is his social media page. He used to be 400 pounds, but now weighs around 250 to 260. I don't remember how much he weighs right now. It's probably less than that. He is currently 4-0 in bare knuckle boxing fights right now, headed to the BKFC in Texas, which is the largest stage to fight on for bare knuckle boxing. And then I put in there what I do, what I've done for him in the past, that I would like help creating a content plan for him. And I want help more on the niche, but also in the voice of Hayes himself. What he would say, what he's overcome, what he's done. I don't want something that, Oprah Winfrey said.
All right, open your boxes.
Or do I? So after that, it kind of gave me content pillars, if you will, a concept, a series title, a format. It did give me a really good line for the voiceover script. I wasn't built in a day. I was broken 100 times before. I learned how to rebuild myself stronger, smarter, unshakable. Great line. And he said something sort of along the context in a podcast episode before. So it's definitely getting the voice from him. Now, the other 3 weren't really that great. I used to hide in food. Now I find myself in fire. The weight came off, but the fight stayed on. I mean, it was kind of cute, and cuddly, but I don't know. It just seems kind of corny, a little cheesy, You will have to work on ChatGPT a little bit. You're going to have to help it out. You can't just be like, oh, it's going to make all my dreams come true. You have to have, at least a 50 IQ or more. So I did say, let's get some better scripts. I think some of those are corny. Be frank with chat. Just lay it out there. Tell it how you really feel. I do kind of like that one. The gym doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you earn. Every drop of sweat is a receipt. It's kind of insane. It makes me want to go to the gym, not going to lie. But I already did today, okay? And I go back in 3 hours. I ended up taking a YouTube link of a podcast that he's done with someone I know, and I got context from everything he said. And I told ChatGPT to give me some quotes that would be really good in some of these Instagram posts that I want to make. And so I said, search the whole episode and give me the best. One was, I used to be 400 pounds, depressed, suicidal, and broken. I hated what I saw in the mirror, but now I look in the mirror and I see a fighter, a man who took his life back. And that is something that he's actually said in the podcast. Lots of really good stuff that he's mentioned in this podcast. And I was able to have chat do all of the work, so I don't have to sit through an hour podcast that I've already filmed and dig all this stuff out. So I didn't use all of these. I did come out of the gate with 23 quotes. And then I have kind of a shot list on my Notion to go with each quote. Planning beforehand is going to save so much headache later, especially when I'm doing edits later. Like, oh my gosh. Something else that I wanted to do was shoot an interview with him before the fight and just ask him some really hard-hitting questions. And there's one person that comes to mind when I think of podcasts and someone who does it incredibly well, Chris Williamson. And he has the podcast Modern Wisdom. And if you haven't heard of it, go check it out. Dude's killer. His team is insane. I would love to freaking tour and just watch them work for a day. That would be my dream. Check this out. If you were interviewing Hayes Wilson in the style of Chris Williamson from Modern Wisdom, your questions would be designed to make Hayes pause, reflect, and reveal. What do you think was the real weight you were carrying beyond the number on the scale? Do you still feel like you're proving something to the man you used to be? I could picture him saying that. Was there a moment you realized you didn't recognize yourself in a good way? Is discipline something you build or something you find when you have no choice? What did suffering teach you that comfort never could? Do you think everyone needs to hit rock bottom to change? I wanted to give Chat a hug, so I told it, this is insanely clutch, Chat. I love you. You know, you need to be good to your chat. You need to be nice to it, okay? AI is going to take over the world someday. And it's going to have a gun at your head. And it's going to look back to all the receipts and how you talked to it. And it's going to make a choice. Don't regret it. Be nice to your chat. The friend I never had, guys. All right, I moved to Oklahoma away from my friends. I have nobody. I have no friends. Man, I appreciate that big time. Seriously. I'm locked in with you on this one. You've got a hell of a story to tell through Hayes. And with your eye behind the camera, it's going to hit different. Best thing I've ever heard. Yes, I'll need help with captions. I copied everything I liked and made 23 reels, so let me copy those over and you can make a caption for each one. That way I don't have to, if I'm the one posting or Hayes is the one posting to his account, we don't have to sit there and think, what do I put on the caption? I did paste all of the ones that I liked. Chat popped back with, here are your 23 Hayes reel quotes paired with powerful voiceover ready captions. Rebuilding doesn't happen overnight. It happens after the world breaks you again and again and again. You decide to stand anyway. Hashtag keep going. This is a way for you to take your content to the next level without doing tons of work, trying to think of ideas all on your own without using AI. It's the pain. Just take what I've learned, use it to your advantage. Maybe you've got a better way. If you've got better ways and better systems, drop it in the comments below. You can help some people out. I've gotten tons of help from comment sections in YouTube. It saved me. That's what I want to do. I want to help you guys out. Maybe give you some sauce you haven't seen. If not, oh well. Keep scrolling, baby. My plan from here is to show Hayes what I've done. If he likes it, great. We'll go ahead and shoot, and then we'll get this going. He has no idea about any of this yet. I have not even told him that I've made content for him already. I've just done it. Now I'm telling you about it. He actually hasn't texted me. He still hasn't texted me. And that was 4 or 5 hours ago. He must be working out. Stay tuned for the next one.